Good evening, gardening friends. It's Sunday, it's halftime, it's sunset, and it's time for an update. Yeah, I figured a sunset would be a nice way to start off this Sunday weekly update. So let's take our usual path. I have been working on the garage mostly this week, so not a lot in the garden, but let's take a look around before it gets too dark. I'm not sure where I was last week, but I've got a sort of a mock-up for the terracing, just for a 4-foot section, just so we can kind of see what it's going to end up looking like. So I've yet to get my parents' opinion on what they think that looks like, if it looks like it's about what they were expecting. And that's just taking us from the wall down here up to the tree. I don't know if we're going to end up terracing further up. I would almost think it would make sense to, instead of doing a lot of terracing, just basically build some steps, because we tend to go up sort of this side here. And so we'll see what we come up with, but the garage is more of a priority right now. Even the weeds are not really as much of a priority because basically we're the only ones that are going to see them. They're not visible to the public. We'll get to them at some point, but ultimately this stuff's going to get terraced, so it doesn't really look, I mean, it looks more jungly, if you will. More like a jungle here. Over here I've got some of the geraniums that I transplanted, that I did cuttings of, and they're not holding up that well here. They're a little better out front. I probably should have showed you that. We'll come back around to that. And these plants have not changed a whole lot, so not much to say there. Sorry about that. I'll go through the gate. I'm back. Now you can see some of the lights that are coming on from the Garden of Light series. Got the green one up there. I just backfilled a little bit here today. That'll be on the progress. It's kind of a funny thing, but there's a neighborhood cat that just seems to get around everywhere. He likes to explore, and earlier this week I caught him on our security cameras, and he knocked over the plant, or he kind of pushed it back because he was able to step on the back of this, and there was no soil beneath it, so it tipped over. So not a lot of change here. Yeah, the plants are struggling as transplants, but they were older plants to begin with. There's some more colors, and I really need to cut the flowers off of the basil here, but I'm going to let it grow for the moment. I'll get to that probably sometime this week. Geraniums and other stuff here. People cheering off in the distance as they watch the halftime show. And I just figured sunset was a nice time to come out, so let's go around this way and we'll take you out to the side yard. Let's see if those lights have come on yet. So yet another gate. And this would be the side yard. Yep, we've got a couple of lights on. Not all of them yet. But this was the big project. Got some of that done. Looking pretty good. Yeah, I like to see the geraniums are starting to pop up a little bit more color there. Not so much on the other side yet, but it's not even really springtime. I think it's technically still winter. So that's those. And wrapping back around to where we started with the geraniums that I mentioned that were out front. So they're suffering a little bit. I gave them another spritz of water today. There's some other plants that were already in the ground there which are looking better. These really, it's hard to grow anything out here because we don't get a whole lot of sun, or we get really intense sun, and so they either just can't grow or they burn out. But that's what that looks like. Swinging back around, we've got the sunset. I'll let you enjoy that for a moment. This is the Budget Gardener signing off, saying thank you for watching, stay safe, and may your thumb be green.